Hey, welcome. You're listening to another edition of the KANU Chronicles. I'm your host, Nate, aka Crash, and this is a Solocast Drivecast continuation edition going into episode 249. And you're here listening. So I'm just getting kicked off. It's the weekend. I guess it's the weekend, but it isn't for me. I'm actually going to work right now. On this kind of strange schedule, and but it's all good. So welcome aboard if you haven't listened, and also welcome if you've listened to me before. Now, thanks again, guys. So real quick, if we want to get it out of the way, so I want to just shout out. You could go to my Twitter if you want to follow me on Twitter, or if you just want to kind of look at my shit and don't follow me. I think there's people doing that, but that's fine. We all do that. Probably, yeah, I'm no different. But yeah, you can follow me at KANU Chronicles on Twitter, and I'm happy to announce you could also now follow at KANU Chronicles on Instagram. It is available, so go ahead and get on that. We could start building that up. Of course, it's going to be light with the content for the moment. If you happen to jump on, well, by the time you hear this, I should have a little bit more post. I definitely will. I'm going to make sure of it. But yeah, it's still going to be very, pretty light. There's not going to be, there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff just yet. So just giving you that because it's brand new. But if you want to get on while it's, you want to be the early ones, be the real cool ones, I'd appreciate it. But, a lot of people like to wait till something gets popular. But that's all right, whatever. We'll see. So yeah, that's about it. Finally went ahead and made that account. I know it's just going to be a little more work, kind of, but not really. It isn't that big of a deal. I just finally was like, come on, man. Because I'm going to be posting, but I won't be posting it's not going to be like, some accounts out there. But I'm going to make an effort to really, I do want to make sure to keep it up. I want to make it fun. I'm not the greatest at all that. I mean, I know how to navigate. I get it. I understand. I understand it pretty good. But my own account, I haven't. I got 600. I mean, it's pretty good. I got almost 700. But again, I already know why it is the way it is. When if you really want to build in any of these social medias, Twitter, any of this stuff, you gotta and even if you do this, it doesn't mean you're going to get super big, and there's other things, you might have to do and purchase followers and stuff. But hey, trust me, the biggest people out there, you'd be surprised, or don't be surprised, I should say, but they had some shit like that. I don't care who it is, Donald Trump, probably, I mean, you name it. Somebody purchased followers for somebody. It doesn't mean they don't have, but people it makes it better to follow. And something's like, oh wow, they got 200,000, or they have a couple million followers. You're more like, oh, I'll follow them. Whereas if somebody has just a few, you're like, well, for whatever reason, it's just some psychological shit. But yeah, so. But yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this yet for KANU, and I got to do it. It's, everybody likes Instagram. It's already, I'm sure it's been helpful just, on my personal, but I really was like, I needed something dedicated for that, for the brand, quote unquote. And just make it, it could just be that way. It could just be that, because on my personal, it's fine. I know some people, gotten into it. I have some friends and all that that are down with the show, and but I have others that aren't, and that's fine. I'm not tripping on that. But it just was like, I just want to I just said, let me just separate that. I figured let me do that. So that's it. So it's about damn time anyways, and I'm gonna have, I could have that much more fun on there in a sense, because it's not gonna be, I won't be having to, I don't have to really think about, oh, so-and-so sees, not that I really do, but, it'll make it a little more comfortable in that sense, I guess, if you want to call it that. Invariably, hey, there's gonna be people following, anybody can follow still, so we'll see. We'll just see what happens, but that's what's going on. Beautiful day, real nice weather. It's starting to, it's warming up. It's supposed to probably get pretty hot, but it's still only 72. So 10 o'clock in the morning, it'll probably hit the 80s pretty good. I don't know if 90s, it might. They were calling it, just a few days ago to be damn near 100, but I don't know. May not get that bad. So, but yeah, really nice weather. Still in this lockdown, nobody can. We're we really are close. It's May, so hats off to all of us. Give yourself a pat on the back. Anybody, I can't say, pretty much everywhere. Overseas, of course, all you guys, continuing, still in a lockdown, or maybe now in your area it's starting to relax. Not much of that is going on as far as I know, but it's going to start happening. It's going to start happening. I know there's a little back and forth on that, but we'll see. It's going to be, it's going to be slow going. Here in California, we got people, it's been really chill. People have been, I'd say the majority of people are with it. Like, we're not all thrilled about it or whatever, but people are understanding, and, they're just like, hey, that's what we got to do. That's what, just got to follow orders, and that's it. So a lot of people are fine, and, that I could see, you know what I mean? There's not, I think you'd kind of tell if there was more of people being like, no, I'm not down with this stuff, but you have some, and like I said, there's, Huntington Beach had a big show out yesterday, apparently. Great area as far as, like, to go to the beach and all that. Although the OC folks don't feel too great about Huntington Beach. They call it their Florida down there. Apparently, they get the label as the more racist part of the town. But I don't know. I haven't spent enough time, but sure, I bet you that there is that for sure. Orange County in general has had a bad reputation, and still has it somewhat. So, if you talk to people out here, but in terms of bad reputation in terms of being racist and stuff, but yeah, we'll see what's up, But never mind all that. Yeah, these guys, they want to get it going. They want to get open. I understand. I get it. Most people understand that, but it's like, it just looks stupid, man. And, God forbid anybody gets sick from being around other. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't mean it has to. That's happened, but it could. So. But anyways, hold out for a second. I'm going to be back in a minute. Hey, back on here, guys. Just continuing. So, just finished up my Saturday here. Heading back. Just heading right back home. So there ain't nothing I could do. Well, I could go great. There's always something you could kind of do. Oh, badass car just passing. I'm seeing some cruising going on. Wow, that was a classic right now. Big old classic from the 50s or something. Like definitely got to be a Chevy with the classic flared out backlights. Those big, like the ends of them, you know, the metal part like flares out. God, that was a classic. I'm not good with my cars. Like I can't call them like super quick. I have a buddy that would have probably picked it out. And sometimes, you know, there was some of those cars that there was a couple different models that were pretty close to each other, but it was a Chevy. It looked like it definitely had to be a Chevy. It was either looked like 50s, maybe early 60s. Really nice, or you know, pretty cool. Yeah, just passed by. Had a few people. You know, people are out driving around. I mean, obviously you have some people driving some, you know, for real purpose or work, and then you know, you do see people. I could tell they're probably just trying to get out, just to fucking break up the monotony, you know. So that's cool. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. And we're lucky in California, and in a sense of, wow, Bob's a big boy. Good, they got some people, looks like they've been doing all right. I mean, every time I pass, sorry if I'm stopping and like changing it real quick, but I'm just trying to give you the real bird's eye view, ground level. But yeah, here in Burbank, and yeah, all over town, I think. But you know, I'm seeing people picking up food, supporting businesses, you know, so that's good. You know, some of them. It doesn't mean all of them. But yeah, it's got to be kind of strange at some of these spots. You know, you're just waiting around for orders and shit all day. But you probably get a little excited when there's people. You're like, oh, cool, somebody's here. But yeah, so, you know, there's little pockets of stuff going on. Just kind of glancing right now. But yeah, there's a lot here that it's, you know, it's Deadsville. Whereas normally, there'd definitely be more action right now. You know, I just passed some restaurants and bars that can't, you know, they don't have to-go menus maybe, or whatever, or maybe it's just not worth it for them. They didn't have that kind of crowd, but the ones that do, like I said, I've said in previous podcasts, I think, definitely believe the places that have already done it, that have already done to-goes, and maybe you're more established, you know, they got the following and stuff, so they're doing their, you know, they're seemingly doing pretty good, but, who knows, you know, I'm just judging very, you know, basic, you know, just driving by real quick kind of stuff. But it's good when I'm seeing anything and it's like, okay, well, that's good to see. So anyways, don't know what I was going to exactly get into, just firing it up here again. But yeah, good day, went fairly quick. Just like I said, my schedule is weird right now. They have us doing like a me and the other guy I work with, because they don't have a, if they had us already, like we had separate stations or areas, then it probably would work. It would just be that much easier. But anyways, they're just having us follow each other. So it's like he'll do 3 days, then I'll do 3 days, and it doesn't really, we're not on a set thing like, oh, Monday, Tuesday this, and then that one that, you know. It's like we're kind of there every day the way it's set up, or somebody's there every day, one of us, except this past Sunday I messed up. It was supposed to be, I was supposed to have been there. So it's all good, but it's all gonna work out anyways. We got it all figured out. So like I said, that's why this is how this is gonna be for a little bit. So So yeah, I'm doing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'm off till Friday, and then I basically just do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it would be, if we keep, looks like, which it probably will, so it'd be, so I would be doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'd be picking up on the Thursday. You know what I mean? So it's going to kind of, it's going to be kind of, a little different. But I think I don't know, I don't think it's going to be super long. I think we got a couple more weeks of this probably. And then we'll, I don't know exactly what's going to happen next. If they'll have us in the room together and we'll be okay to be in the room together at that point. Or they'll do like what we were doing before, where one of us did a day shift, one of us did a night shift. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll probably just keep this up as long as we need to keep it up, which it's really fine. I don't mind it. It's been fine for me. I mean, especially in this circumstance, it's not like I have. Even if this wasn't the case, it still was going to work out. I never really have plans like that, like a lot of people, like weekend, my wife, because a lot of my wife, with her stuff, it's all over the place, even on the regular. She's, weekends are usually when she's got stuff going on, and, just kind of always goes on. We don't really have, we never have, we don't have, a normal, kind of set of situation like a lot of people do, So we're kind of, at least on my end, because I'm the one that's out doing this, but, but seriously, both of us, it's it isn't in some ways that different, So, it's all good, but yeah, man, just another, just another day. It's beautiful weather. It's just 67. It didn't get too bad today. It got warmed up, but it was nice, man. It was real, comfortable hot. So that's good. That's good. It's only 67 right now. It's gonna be about 8 o'clock, so that's good. Not getting it too bad just yet. I hope we don't either. I hope we got plenty of time for summer. I don't mind us getting it warm though. I mean, partially too because of this whole thing. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, there's like I said, there seems to be data that's showing that this stuff doesn't do well with the sun and all that. Maybe I don't know about both extremes, but yeah, at least with that's been mentioned, and that looks to be something, but, nobody's, changing decisions right away yet about having, people just being out and about. It's because it really, what it is with that is that they're just trying to, they want to roll out certain ways to conduct, get back to some things. So there's going to be, obviously they want to have some rules. They're probably going to, that's the whole thing. So, but it's going to happen here soon. It's going to happen. So, but either way. But yeah, these people, man, they're out there getting all charged up. Guys with guns going to their state capitol. It's just, you guys are maniacs, man. I mean, and these are probably the same fools that have been preaching about prepping. And they have all this stuff, but it's like, man, you guys can't stay you can't just stay home. And they don't. A lot of these people look like they stay home a lot, typically. Not to be, I'm just saying. I don't think I'm being reaching too far, but it's true. These people don't look like they would be out like that, and now they're trying to lead people to let's be outside. And probably and then meanwhile the people that are the actual extroverts and constantly You know what I mean? The people that really were out that much more, clubbing or XYZ, you know, they're the ones, they're like, nah, man, we're inside. They're like, nope. It's funny, man. So it's going to be, it's going to be, some interesting things coming up, but, that's what it is. But there was another one, there was a video, I don't know, this guy, I guess, is somebody of some sort. He's got the verification on Twitter. Couldn't remember the name. I can't remember the name to tell you, but my man Sports Rage, Gabe Morency, shout out to Sports Grid, all those guys. Please go check them out, support them on YouTube. But they're still talking. Yes, I know there's no sports, but trust me, they're talking sports, and they're the guys. They're cutting edge on everything that's been going on as far as that. They've been ahead of some of the things, that have now been coming up, as far as, getting back, and, they've been on top of it. They really know their shit. So, always going to big up them, but just want to big up them right now, but check them out. But yeah, he tweeted about this guy shooting a selfie video. He's on the beach in San Diego, I guess, somewhere. He's riding his bike. He's got a helmet on and nothing else. He's bitching about the people that are wearing masks, and they're going to look, stop being a sheep and that type of thing. And he's just going on this kind of rant, but it's like, dude, you got a helmet on and you're on the sand. And you're talking tough guy kind of, and it's like, what? Like, what is, like, do you even realize, like, obviously no, you don't even get that looks stupid. So that tweet went out to the world. Not unlike so many that do every day that look dumb sometimes, and it doesn't have to do anything with this, I'm just saying people do shit like that. Oh, it's funny. Real good self-awareness, buddy. But, I just tweet, like, somebody, gee, we're hangry, aren't we? I tweeted, in the thread and put, like, you have the beach to yourself. So why are you fucking mad? Like that kind of thing. Because seriously, it's like, you took the time to do this video. You got the beach to yourself, essentially. You're on your bike, you're live, whatever, like, but you're gonna stop and take the time to, you're all angry, like, what the fuck, man? What is with people? And this is that same person, I bet you, has said at one point or another how much I'm just saying, these are the same kind of cat that probably has said at one point or another how much I hate people, doesn't trust people, one of those types or something. I like animals, like, and I get, hey, we all can get that we could all understand that sentiment sometimes. Yeah, people can be, you get sick of them and all of the, that goes with that. But you know what I'm talking about. But this is the same guy. I don't know. I'm just saying that he looked like I could imagine he probably would be that guy. But now here you are. What, you miss people? He's all judgmental about somebody in there, these people wearing masks, and it's like, why do you care? Okay, you're not gonna do it, I guess, or whatever, but why give a fuck? If those motherfuckers want to wear it or feel like they gotta wear it, good for them, and maybe they're sick, they know they're sick, and that's also a thing. Or they don't. I don't understand, guys. Alright, let me hold, I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Alright. See how fast that was. Sorry about the beeps, all the bells and whistles. But yeah, I had to make my little pit stop. Little 7-Eleven quick stop here. So yeah, just went into, well, that's nice. Sorry, just looking at my car here and dials. Yeah, just went in there, just talking about it. I know I was just talking about with this guy complaining the mask thing. So yeah, but he said, I will give Buddy this. He did say, well, if you're, I understood, only time you should wear a mask is if you got to when you go to the store. I was like, all right, at least you realize that, or you're doing that, you know, like, because good luck with that fight, you know, arguing with store clerks or whoever about the mask. But, and believe me, there's somebody out there doing it. So yeah, yeah, man, the guy was having his little moment. It was just like, wow, okay. But yeah, I just went in there. Everybody's got their mask, putting it on, all that. Every time I've been, I've been seeing, at least, like I said, I can speak for around my neighborhood and this and that. Like, people have done. They've been with it, man. Like, it wasn't right. It didn't happen right away, but it started happening more and more, even before it got really, suggested. People were with it, and then since it was, everybody was like, all right. But it's been pretty, like I said, it's been pretty smooth. Like, people are just trying to. A lot of people are following the orders, just trying to, and they've been, and they're just like, so kudos to all that, man. That's all it is. And it's just a little fucking mask, guys. I'm not crazy about it either. But if that's what we got to do and it's going to help, and it is definitely, I'm sure. And good, fine. And guess what else? The store clerks in these places, now they're getting more protected. They probably should have been already. They have plastic guards up and things. It's great, man. Good. Whatever, that's that's good shit. And again, whether this is around or not, that's probably was a good move either way. And even mask is probably kind of a good move either way, like coming up with flus and stuff has probably not a bad thing for people to do anyways, at different times. So, I mean, in certain places, like when you go, more the, with the public stuff and all that, I don't think it's that, I'm not gonna. I don't know. It's not bothering me. And I don't. Like I said, I don't understand. Like, okay, maybe. Let's say you're the person that's like, you don't want to wear it. And you're not. You're doing. Wearing it as little as you can. All right. Hey, that's your prerogative, man. And I'm not. And those aren't. I'm not saying that's anybody that's trying to get anybody sick. I'm just saying. That's what you're doing, all right, have it your, do what you got to do, that's all right, whatever, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and you're, you're not getting any, you're not, fucking with people or something like that, or, trying to go out of your way to, like, get somebody sick type thing, but you understand what I mean. You're just you're kind of probably doing the bare minimum thing. All right, man. All good. But, like, to do that, but then but to be mad at somebody or a group of people because they are following it more substantially, or maybe going beyond. Who cares? It's like, geez, oh, man. But it's like with all kinds of stuff, man, So... we get offended by what other people, could be nothing really, nothing of any sort, but we get offended by what we wear, as fashion, let alone anything else, so. But I crack up a little bit because it's just a funny thing about people, So, but, yeah, so anyways, man, it's just we're just trooping along. I don't know what else to give you on it. It's pretty much, it's the usual stuff. I know I've been, like, talking of it, I'm gonna be continuing to talk about it, that's what it is, but, I gotta obviously get into some try to talk about some other things or just what's going on otherwise, which, it's hard because it is kind of narrow. It is kind of narrow. It feels like there's not, like nothing, like life isn't happening, but it is. People are, there's students that are graduating. People are trying to figure, work out what they got to do. And, people are living, you're eating pizza, sure, whatever it is, it's going on. But, hey man, just like I said, we just got to all be, just try to be grateful for any of the small stuff you can, and the bigger stuff, But that's it. Here I am. Here's another. I see some people walking. They got their masks. I see some people on bikes. They're cool, There's no big crowd here. It's pretty chill. Like, this is in my neighborhood now. Yeah, that's the good thing. There's not a ton of people around here. And like I said, people are being mindful. The guy here selling roses I just drove past, he got his mask. So that's it. It's been chill. Yeah, it's been, it's real. I'll tell you, it's definitely, my neighborhood and my place generally, it is pretty quiet. Like, it really is. But it's definitely even that much more quiet. Even the sound of traffic around the way, I could hear the difference. It's not like as much as it can be, so although it still feels kind of busy a lot of times, like even right now, it's like, there's still like a little bit of traffic here and there, but it's not anything crazy. Oh man, so that's pretty much what's up. I'm probably gonna stop here. I'm about to get home and get changed up or whatever you want to say. But yeah, so guys, I'm gonna stop for the moment, and I'll be back on. You'll hear me in a second. All right. Hey, we're going. I'm here, back in. I know, same podcast. You're like, whoa, wait, I just heard you. Yeah, so anyways, it's Sunday, May 3rd. Just finished up here at the job. Everything smooth, of course, for now. Well, for me, seems like it went just fine, so we'll see. It's fine. It's just weird. Already, maybe if you heard me before, or first, whatever, it doesn't matter, but, what was I going to say? Hold on real quick. Hey, alright guys, sorry about that. Just a quick pause. Wasn't quite gone yet, and, I just wanted to, make sure to get through they've been letting us out, but it was like, last week they were doing, they just wanted to check the trunk for, I don't know. they do random checks sometimes, but they seemed, it was like a whole week they were doing it, and then all of a sudden they're like, we're good. So, that's fine. They're doing their job, that's all good. It's just kind of odd, because I'm leaving. Wouldn't you check when, I don't know. In case I'm going to take some films and stuff, I guess, or whatever the heck they would do that for. I think they would do it before you'd come in, but it must be a different, like I said, it must be for a different reason. Discounted to-go menus. Shout out Smokehouse. I'm going to give where I can here and there. I'm just, like I said, I've said, I'll be going off on a tangent sometimes when I'm driving. So I'm going to be bringing up these restaurants. It's a local restaurant here, long-time restaurant, Smokehouse here in Burbank, right by the Warners, and they just said they have a discounted to-go menu. That's good to know. Next time I haven't gotten to hit them up since this has happened, so I'll definitely have to get something from them for sure. But shout out to all anybody that works restaurant, bar, any places like that are really getting it the hardest. Just keep hanging in there. Hope, if you got a business and you guys are able to do some more, you're able to do the to-go stuff, I hope it's working out. Like I said, I'm sure it's working out better for others. If you're already in that business and you already offered it and you have a long, a lot of customers over the years type thing, a loyalty, then, those guys are obviously in better shape than, maybe a place that's either new, not even that new, but maybe they just didn't offer, that service, and now you're trying to scramble and do that and whatever. So, but either way, shout out to all you guys, no matter what. It's all, it's all rough. It's not, obviously, businesses, I'm sure they're taking their hits, restaurants. I mean, to-go businesses, that could vary. I'm sure there's some places, if they're smaller, kind of, it all comes to your overhead with things. So the smaller overhead, they're obviously better off than the places that have, bigger overhead to cover. So just some math. But either way, it's not, nobody's, I wouldn't say nobody. Somebody's killing it in some realm. Grocery stores, I guess they've probably, but then, I don't know, maybe they've taken some hits too now. The other day, I was in there, excuse me, rent was just due, so that's another thing. But, sorry, I start getting just like, damn, I just keep getting hiccups sometimes. I'm not getting it this time just yet, but it's trying to creep through. But, I was just at the store the other day, and it didn't look, it was kind of dead. Yeah, it just seemed a little more dead. But then again, it was like before I guess that wouldn't count, because it was kind of close to when they closed. They close early now, like 8 o'clock, I think most places. So I think it probably more to do with that. Just people are used to, and they know they're probably shopping earlier. But either way, shout out to Vallarta, at least one in my neighborhood, but probably any of them, I'm sure, to some degree. But no, they've done a great job keeping stocked up. Pretty much most of this time. There was only probably a couple weeks where it kind of was rough there, not unlike a lot of places. But it's been like you wouldn't even know that happened. Here's a bar I'm passing right now. They're one that's probably got it rough because they were kind of new. They just opened recent. They were called, I think I was making fun of them. The name is funny. It's called General Admission. It's a new bar over here. It just sounds, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know, General Admission. It's like, whatever. Mercado. I'm surprised they're not doing takeout. That's odd. Because that place, Mercado, it's passing places here. They're a restaurant bar. But every time, and they've been around for a little while now. They've probably been around for at least maybe 5 years or so. I feel like it's been, it has to be about 5-6 years. And so they always have like a good crowd there. And they would seem like a place that would have some loyal customers. But maybe they just don't. It's Sunday too, so I don't know. Maybe they're just not doing it or whatever. But Old China, there's some places closed today. Sunday, I think it's more to do with Sunday right now, to be honest. But yeah, it would be interesting. This would be a fun kind of thing to do, is go through town and kind of see. But General Admission, that's rough. They, like I said, they're not even, I don't even think they're a year. Yeah, they're not even a year old yet, I don't think. Or if they are, they're coming up on it. And Michelli's, there they go. They're open. That's a long time fucking place. Good for them. Puquito Mas, they're going. Yeah, there's all these places. Panda Express, of course. This place Spitz. Looks like they're going. Good for them. Yep, I'm just taking a little different route, man. I'm going actually I'm going to be going by where my April, hopefully. There's a nice sign. I should take a picture of that. Well, April's passed, and that's gone. That's a bummer. The baked potato, the famous baked potato, which I still haven't been to. Shame on me. That's a jazz club, small jazz club. And speaking of jazz, well, I'm just talking about it, and I'm thinking of it. But real quick, my neighbor of my mom, this guy, famous jazz musician actually, this guy Richie Cole, famous saxophone player, at least in the jazz world, you know, and anybody obviously it's big enough jazz fan, you know, if you're probably kind of a certain time or age, but you probably know who Richie Cole is. Played with a ton of different people. I think for a time at least, he maybe did some work or played with the Manhattan Transfer, which was a big group in the 70s and 80s, and still is active. But unfortunately, just want to give a shout out, but unfortunately passed away literally like yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the night before, maybe Friday. Probably Friday, Saturday morning, something like that. I think he died in his sleep, which I mean, that's good. It wasn't from the virus, so that's good. I mean, in these times or any time, you know, the less suffering, the better. But just wanted to mention him. And if you don't know him, you know, check him out, look him up. You know, I don't know all his stuff either. I got to meet him last visit, and I was hoping to actually watch him, and I didn't get to, you know, unfortunately, because it was just a bit, it's always hard to do everything there type of thing. And I unfortunately missed him playing at a local bar there. I really wanted to as well, but it just didn't work out. But yeah, man, but he passed away the other day, age 70, 71. Yeah, somewhere around that line. But just want to give RIP to Richie Cole. Like I said, you know, check out I'll try to remember here to leave a link, if I can, to maybe some of his work. But yeah, just take a search yourself. His name is spelled R-I-C-H-I-E, not with the T in there, just R-I-C-H-I-E, and Cole, just C-O-L-E. You could check him out. There's my bar. Nobody around. Yeah, I haven't been over here for a minute, so I just thought I'd take a different cruise. You know, you get in that pattern, you just do the same old drive type shit. So, yeah, I've been really in a certain circle of area. I haven't been going anywhere. But, yeah, just should mention him. And, yeah, man, so it's, you know, it's sad news to tell, but you know, my mom's, you know, she said that she feels like he might have kind of died of a broken heart in a sense, because, you know, this all stopped his playing. That was the last thing keeping him, you know, is definitely, I'm sure, his first and last love, you know, performing and playing, and he couldn't do that anymore. And he was, you know, just doing some local stuff, but he was still getting to go overseas and all that. So, and I'm sure he had some dates coming up, or was going to have, maybe, who knows, I'm sure he's going to have a big year in front of him, just like everybody, right? Yeah, so it's just sad, you know, it's his time, I guess, but, so I just wanted to, just pay some respect and mention him, and also, you know, hopefully turn on some people, to his music, not, you know, not wanting to do it, not, you know, not trying to make it like, now it's, you know, it's, you know, it's too bad he's gone type thing, you know, but at the same time, hey, man, his music's there to listen to and enjoy and, you know, share with people, so, you know, of course I should mention and tell you, you know, and I wouldn't just mention somebody random, really, you know, like that, not any diss to anybody, you know what I mean, everybody's is important to somebody, but yeah, I just thought I'd obviously mention him, you know, since he, you know, I do talk about music and artists, and he is somebody, and he's. I hopefully there'll be some tributes. I'm sure there will be. I haven't looked up anything else. I'm sure the news has started to come out at this point. But yeah, so that's all. But yeah, like I said, the good, if there's some good out of it, like I said, the guy didn't suffer, and it wasn't related to this virus. As far as I know, I'm pretty 100% on that, but, I don't, I'm not, because I don't know exactly what caused, but I'm just telling you just a little, what I do know, of course. But that's all. But yeah, just got to enjoy it. It's just one of those other reminders, like always, with death, or sickness even, I guess, but we got to all appreciate our time here, and, especially while we're healthy, in the times when we're healthy and all that, just always remember those things. Not take it, try not to take it for granted. Of course, we're humans, we're not perfect, so that's the way it goes. And, I just say that to, not to talk down. It's just like, we just have to be so, I'm just saying that, well, you don't have to be so harsh. I mean, in the sense of like, none of us are, it's okay not to be perfect, I'm going to take a little bit of a longer route here. I don't need to fly home. So, yeah, so anyways, you guys get the point. But, so yeah, that's what's up, and, yeah, it's beautiful weather. It was great. I think back east it was really nice too. My cousin took a picture. He was out in Pittsburgh. Well, he lives out there, but he took a bike ride downtown. He's got this great e-bike. Shout out to my cousin Bob, the mayor, the unofficial mayor of the South Side. And for real, South Side Pittsburgh. And yeah, he just got this e-bike, electric bike. It's pretty cool. It's pretty much like, looks kind of like I wouldn't say a beach cruiser, but not far from it. Looks sturdy, nice sturdy bike. It's orange. Looks cool, man. And he's loving it. He is just digging it, and I'm happy for him. And it's got great range, the whole nine, And yeah, so the weather, like I said, between here and there is almost the same today. That's nuts. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. So, it's starting to pick up some of these places a little bit. It looked good today, and then the rest of the week it kind of goes down out there a bit. But, it'll be coming. But yeah, here in LA, if you're in the West Coast, in Vegas, it is damn near feels pretty summery in a way. But it was nice. It's nice. It's gonna, we're still supposed to get a little heat up. Keep pushing it. It should have been this weekend, but it didn't really happen. It was actually pretty comfortable. But, yeah, it's great. I mean, it, for all things considered, like I said, it's nice weather, man. It's nice. Gotta appreciate it. Even in the midst of this, it's like, appreciate it, Why not? You're here, appreciate it. Go take a walk, hang out, go out, okay, you can't go do this, you can't go do that. But there's other little things you can do. You can go outdoors. It's okay. Yeah, please do what you can with that. Just stay away from just try to stay away from news, man. That's all I can keep saying. Stay away from it. Keep it on the low. It's not going to do anything good for you. But, maybe you have a different opinion of that, and that's okay. But, and speaking of opinions and all that, so as usual, had a bit of a conversation. I was working, but I could talk. I can talk too. Thankfully, I can do both things. Yeah, I had a chat with my cousin. If you haven't heard my cousin Drew, you could look him up on California Pickin'. Oh, there we go. They're doing it. Good. They got there to go. So I'm sorry. See, I was going to do that little tangent. I'm just seeing businesses here. It gets me excited. I'm happy when I see some places. Okay, and they're got people coming and getting stuff. It's like, all right, that's good to see. Yeah, just a little bit, a little bit of action. But yeah, I just chat with my cousin today. You can check him out on California Pickin' on YouTube. But yeah, we just got talking on all things conspiracy, but really it started with, got on the moon landing talk. I don't know what started. We got it going right pretty quickly. Oh, that's right, because I sent a debunk video on the recent Pentagon Navy tapes. It was from the debunk was from a guy, famous debunker, or known enough, but Mick West. Dave's Hot Chicken, that's a popular spot. Okay, shout out to Dave's Hot Chicken over here in North Hollywood. And yeah, Mick West, he does, that's his thing. He debunks, or he debunks, but he's very he's not in a combative way, though. He's like, I think he's a very comes across as a practical guy, and he's just trying, when it comes to certain things like this or chemtrails, he just comes from a science and fact point of view, and shares his thoughts and observations on all that, if you want to say, and and stuff to back it, if you want to say, with science or math. But so my cousin shared. Oh yeah. He shared it on his face. Sorry, I lose track sometimes. Yeah, he shared the video. No, he shared another video of some UFOs over. I'm not sure where, another country, one of these lights in the air type deal thing. And I just commented, I wonder what Mick West would, I wonder what his thoughts would be on that. It'd be interesting. And just shared that, just shared the link or whatever to one of his recent thing. And so anyways, saying all that, so we get to talking, and then it just went from there. He brought that up, and then we just went from there. And oh man, so it's all good. We've had these talks before, different things, and I'm not. So Drew is definitely all in on all conspiracy, pretty much. Not a flat earther though, but quite a few others or whatever. Me, I'm in on some of it, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold on everything, and I like a bit of research to back, and I like to see like most of us. I mean, I like to see objective to some things, because I'm not just gonna take everything and run with it type stuff. And I've done it, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's easy. It happens, whether it's this or news. But I've gotten into some of that for many years, so I'm well aware of a lot of conversations and that stuff. But I just, and I've talked about it on here too sometimes. I just got to where I just realized, for me at least, in my opinion, that a lot of it's just a lot of time wasted to get into that. And it's, the content can be, that's the thing, whether it's real or not, depending, I'm talking about, obviously I'm talking kind of an array of stuff here, so I'm not going to get specific, but what I'm saying is the tone overall with a lot of that stuff gets doom and gloomy all the time, and it goes negative. Like, it's the same pattern every time, in a sense. Like, it goes right to basically, there's few people in the world, and they're just trying to kill you. That's what it is. All right, like that's pretty much what boils down with a lot of those, right? And I just got to where I just thought it was like, I said, this isn't healthy for me to get into. You know what I mean? It's like, whether some of these things, like, there could be good questions posed, observation, like, there could be some interesting things, absolutely, and there's definitely questionable stuff in a lot of the things, no doubt, for sure. I'm not shitting on all that, but I really like well-researched stuff and people, and whether it's that or regular news, I don't like, if you can tell by now, I'm not too into the sensational stuff, and when people get hyped and all that shit, because it gets you, that's how people get fooled. They get, you get people riled up for no fucking reason, and I despise that, I really do. So, now, that is on the individual, your own self, in terms of, hey, I can control how I react, but let's face it, whether you believe it or not, or realize it, I should say, or not, but like, news headlines can get us a headline can get you sometimes. There's something about it. It can get you pissed off or whatever. And it's just, you know what I mean? It's not really, that's kind of what it ends up being. And then you'll get into sometimes you'll click, if you actually read the thing, sometimes you'll read that and go, wow, that was a misleading headline. It's essentially the original clickbait that we call today. So, but, I don't know exactly, I'm trying to figure out what the point I was going with, but no, I'm just, the point, or what I was talking about, yeah, we just got into, talking about a few things, and it's just funny, and so, that's the good thing is, like, we could talk about it, and we could kind of argue, our points, but we're not mad or trying to, no, you gotta, no, it's this way. I mean, maybe sometimes it has a little of that tinge, but we could be, civil and, you know what I mean, it doesn't, go really bad or something, that type of thing. We could be mature, I should say, about it, or what a lot of us can't, about stuff. Discussion, people can't discuss much of anything these days, or actually, I think in a lot of cases, in my personal experience in life, I think I've seen a lot of cases where people can't, when it comes to certain subjects, it's hard for people to have good discussion, but we do okay, but, the only thing is I've talked about it to him, and I said it today too. I said, my thing is, I want this would be better, or I would really prefer. I would love to see a guy like him, maybe a couple good conspiracy research, whatever you want to say, a couple of those guys. A couple maybe a scientist, not even a couple, you just have one scientist or somebody to represent that. Maybe they're pretty, a Mick West maybe, right? He's not a scientist, but he, is a debunk. I mean, he could hold his own enough, I would think. And also, I don't know. I would say 2, 3, 4 people involved type thing, and really have a discussion, And then you could kind of like, then you could go, because the thing is like, when we get into these discussions, and I'm sure it's just like many of you out there probably, it happens sometimes too. It goes both ways. I don't read and follow the same things that person does, and I'm not the most knowledgeable about the space program or a specific part of it or all of it, whatever you want to say. Most of us aren't. A large part of us are not. Okay, but it becomes this thing of just like, if you're with him at least, or any on that side of things, like, well, I got, what about this photo and that, it's just like, and it's like, well, I can't, I'm not the guy to really, I'm not the the debate isn't with me, I just want some of those things I could go, yeah, I wonder what that is too, I'm not sure. So that's where the person that'd be more knowledgeable, that's where you'd have that, and then you could get somewhere with it. So that's what I'm saying, is like, it gets a little crazy when you're trying to discuss stuff like that, and you're like, well, I don't know, so it's just kind of funny. So, but I mean, but my thing is, and I was trying to point out to him, there's one guy, one of these guys, a YouTube guy, or somebody on YouTube. I'm just saying that because literally that's all I know. Like most of these videos or people, it's just somebody on YouTube, essentially, right? I don't know them personally, but this guy's a supposed filmmaker, so probably is, I'm sure. And he did the only person I've seen that it's a really simple, great point. And he just discussed, and he was talking about this subject, and he points out how you couldn't have faked. The proposed thing is that it was faked, and Stanley Kubrick was the one that made the moon landing. Like, it was all on a set and the whole thing. Like that was basically it. There's one guy that started this thing back in 1972 and wrote a book. Can't remember the guy's name. I'd have to refresh. I don't have facts on deck all at the time. I'm just trying to go here off the top of my head, guys. So. But this guy was just explaining in terms of film and filmmaking, and I know some of this, so I could see his point. But physically, the film, if it was either done on film or video, either or, that it physically couldn't have been done. It's not, and this is not about a set or that part of it. We're talking about the filmmaking and it being broadcasted and all of it seamlessly working fine. And he just gets in a little bit of the technical aspect of what that would have took. And he's doing the best, the guy does a great job doing the best he can to explain it to like layman's, terms. So he just presents that very thing, and he's just like, if you don't have that, then there's no, that theory's just done. But of course, he's like, well, or unless you want to, you're going to come up and say, well, the government, they had their own stuff, and I'm sure they, so that's where he's like, I don't know what to do after that. If you're going to believe that, basically he said, now you believe in magic at that point. So, but I appreciate that's very valid stuff, and there is somebody, a person like that would be great. Again, if you're going to have a discussion, debate, whatever you want to call it, that person would be useful or help. It'd be interesting to have them involved as well. And this guy was like forthcoming right away. Like, look, I'm not sitting there saying that the government hasn't done some things and all that. It's not about that. And that's the other part of this stuff is, people, what about this? It's like, two things can be true. Yes. Have we had cover-ups? Have we had deceptions? And so on. Yes. They always happen. All the time. That's right. They do. Yes. Nobody's saying that doesn't occur. Although I'm sure there's some people who will say, no, it doesn't at all, you know. But I think those are a lot more fewer and far between these days. Damn it. I'm trying to make it right, but it ain't gonna happen. Left turn lights for everybody else. But, yeah, but yeah, the guy was simply, you know, making sure to say, God, sorry, I'm just stuck at this light. Just trying to make it right. Could have done it, but just trying to be safe. So the, you know, yes, those, it's like, yes, we know, there definitely are different forms of conspiracy and things and all that, and all that. But it's like you can't. But at the same time, if you're just gonna look from that angle all the time and have total distrust about anything related government all the time, then. I mean, it's like, I don't know how to talk about, like, how are you going to talk about anything, you know? So, that's where that kind of gets me, like, So, because it's true, like, both things can be true. There are, definitely issues, and it doesn't even have to be it's not even about, like, anything that's so far out. I'm talking about, like, Flint and their lead water pipes, all right? And they're one city. There's a whole bunch of places that got the same or similar issues. That is a fucking, that's a conspiracy to keep it that way. Like, really? Like, let's you know, that's something to fucking go and take care of and fight, right? So that's what I'm saying. Stuff that generally most of us would agree, and there wouldn't be any, like, you wouldn't have to convince somebody. Like, I don't think you're going to get into an argument whether those people care much about Flint, Michigan or not, but I don't doubt you're going to get somebody that's going to go, that's fake news, there is no lead water pipes in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got that response, stay far away from that person, all right? Maybe there is somebody crazy enough to try to propose that and say, shout out healthcare worker. Woo! Yeah, I'm just going by one of the big hospitals here. Shout out to them, man. Yeah, maybe somebody would go that far and try to say that, which would be, wow, like, okay. But you feel what I mean? Like, whereas, like, you know, chemtrails, like, now you got to get into that discussion. Like, a lot of people, you're going to miss people, you know? They're going to be like, huh? Like, now again, you know, could be right now you listening and you're, you know, you're like freaking out and you're going, what? There are chemtrails. What are you talking about? Hey, man, that's what you believe. That's what you believe. I'm not going to, you know, I'm, you know, I'm not, I don't know. I'm done. I'm kind of done at this. Well, I can't argue with anyone. I'm just talking to myself. But yeah. So, but you get my point. You know, whether I even believe it or I don't. But that's the thing. You know that's what would happen. You're gonna run into roadblocks with that one. But stuff like Flint, Michigan. What do you call it? The bank bailouts back in 2008. It wasn't, you know what I mean? There's a number of things. The housing crisis that happened, current stuff. There's so many issues. Child trafficking, you know, that's definitely still in it. But, you know, you know, voting suppression and just all kinds of stuff that are, you know, bad, corruptive things that people do, let alone, you know, this name government. It's like, Yeah, people work in government. People do fucked up things. Yep. Can do that. So that's all I'm just trying to say. But it's all good, you know. So hopefully, at some point here we'll probably get on, and I'll share with you so you can hear what he's talking about talking a bit about, and I don't know if it'll be any. I don't know if it'll be that great. I don't know if we'll really get anywhere. It'll probably just be. I'm sure we'll like jump around, and it's gonna be like, you know, a few different things. It gets a little. That's the thing. It gets a little jumping around, but either way, it's interesting talk, and you know, and we're not the only ones. There's a lot of people talk about all kinds of stuff. So why not? But yeah. I really, at some point, I really would like to. Oh shit! I should fucking go there. Damn it! No, I'll go around the corner. Sorry, I'm just making things a little. No, I'm just not paying attention. I'm just cruising here, as you could tell. Okay, that one's gonna be closed. We're gonna go. No, I could go to the place across the street. All right. Sorry, I'm thinking things out loud real quick. So. But yeah, I would, you know, really, that'd be cool to pull something like that off, to get some, get some people involved that would be more, you know, helpful on this, you know, subject, you know. So I don't know, just to get different perspectives and different, all that stuff. But we'll see. I don't know. It's hard. I haven't even gotten to get somebody, one guest, let alone a few guests. So I'm a little far away from that probably. But you know, first things first. But it was good. It's always good. It's always good talking to him. And you're listening, Drew. Love you, man. It's no, obviously no diss and all that. We're just being up front on it. Oh, running out in the street. Right on, man. Okay, at least you didn't fucking just bolt out there. That's good. Can't see people, man. It's dark. You can barely see people. I'm glad it's right where I had to slow up anyways a little bit. The traffic kind of backs up, you know, but somebody started running out. They're trying to cross the street. The street crossings here, these blocks are really long. I get it. But I know, and you don't want to go all the way to the crosswalk. I get it. It's all good. It's just I can't see people. You can't see people. People they don't realize how you can't see. But they paid it. At least they, you know, the one guy, yeah, he stopped. He paid attention. He didn't just. I was paying attention. He was paying attention, so that was good. But yeah, it gets. I remember a long time ago when I first got here, I was getting used to the. Not regular streetlight crosswalk. Of course, I understand. I've already driven at that time. The new one for me was these random crossings, and at the time they didn't have like lights connected, and you wouldn't know as a driver. So like I was in Hollywood, and one of these particular crossings where it was so poorly lit. First off, and I didn't even know there was a crossing there for people. And there was like a family, like a small, you know, it was probably like 4 or 5 people, but I think it was a family. And man, it was like last second I fucking just like stopped, like, whoa, because I couldn't see him. You know, as I was coming down, I wasn't speeding or none of that. It was just kind of oh shit, you know, but you know, thankfully I didn't fucking hit him, but it was super dangerous. I was just like, whew, and I get it. I know people but it's like, don't put people in that, don't put all of us in that position. The people crossing and the driver. Now, they've improved that since those years. They you know, most of these crossings are better set up than they used to be. But yeah, that was terrible. That was, and I didn't know, I didn't really think about I didn't, deal with those in Pittsburgh. Wasn't really set up the same, or, different setup of a city and so forth, a lot of places and roads. So you didn't really you just wouldn't have that come up. So it was just a little new thing. And so now I was like, okay, now I got to be aware of this shit. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, so every time, all right, man. Every time that I would come across one of those, especially, like I said, if it wasn't lit well. All right. Fuck. Sorry, guys, I'm just contemplating where I'm gonna go. I don't want to go there. All right. Fuck. Let's go somewhere else. Sorry, guys. So, but yeah, it was just a new, I had to just get, I'm glad that was probably kind of a good, like a little scare. Thank God that's all it was. But yeah, after that, I just was like, okay, like, let's be that much more, I guess I gotta really, I gotta pay a little more attention now, but again, here it is. Like I said, those people right now, they just, you get that too. These random people that'll try to run across. You can't see them. They may think they could be seen. They may and they may have like white on. But dude, in the night here, or anywhere, even there's like street lights here and everything, but sometimes there's like little pockets in between, man. Or even whatever. It's some, like, right in the middle when somebody like, they're like kind of gray, like you can't see. I mean, until you get closer, but from a little distance, people, I don't care, like, pretty much unless they wear, like, they have to wear some, like, shit, like some neon and it's flat, reflective. If they have that, then, that's really what you would need, but nobody's just randomly wearing that shit unless you're coming off a construction site, or maybe you're the one rare bird that is like, actually like, yeah, man, I'm going to make sure to put on my reflectors when I go dart across the street tonight. Nobody's doing that shit. Nobody's putting that thought into that. Not specific. I don't see that, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, people that ride bikes a lot, they're usually, I'd say that those people, they get pretty good. I think, some of them. I wouldn't say that's another one that doesn't necessarily do anything. But hey, hold that thought. I'll be right back. Yo, back in here, guys. Just continuing on the podcast. Actually, yeah, well, whatever. But I'm continuing on. You guys hope you guys keeping hanging and stuff. It's Monday, and going and going. Continuation here. 249, guys. It's pretty big. Next one's 250. I feel like I really gotta make it a special one. I have something in my bag. I hope I can pull it off, actually. Yeah, I think I can, actually. But yeah, that's basically where we're at. About to hit 250. It's exciting. It's a milestone, so I need to recognize it for myself. I'm giving my own self a pat on the back. Fuck y'all. Yeah, no, for real. I have to, be happy about it and stuff, because who else is gonna? I see you guys, this and that. I know I'm not like engaged, I don't have like I don't have like this crazy fan thing going on, but I see you guys, I appreciate it. But we're gonna get that kicking, gonna have more of that going on. So just just keep hanging in there. I got shit to do, so that's it. No, I'm not making promises, not talking about this or that, just gonna keep it simple, just right there. So anyways, yeah, beautiful day. Yeah, it's been really nice weather, man. Not that I'm like really gonna enjoy it. But, you know, I still appreciate it where I get it, you know, like driving into work. And then I go, I've been going, I've been able to, it doesn't happen all the time, but, I go take walks around the, lot, which is really, it's cool. It's kind of weird. There's nobody around. I mean, there's like, it's kind of creepy in a certain way. I mean, I'm used to it now. It doesn't bother me really, but it's just, cause it's really nice actually. But yeah, no, it's just lonely right now because there's all this going on. So there's no production, a whole lot of just nothing, there's like some people here and there. There's some, shop worker people and like, there's like a very, very tiny action. And our building is probably one of the more like busy sort of, like where there's some people, but it's still not that many. I mean, we're already not like a ton of people anyways, but, yeah, just, it's just what's going on for the moment, but they're gonna, stuff is gonna start, they're gonna start opening, pretty soon, I would imagine. I know they're really going by the orders, and, we'll see, we'll see when that is. I can't call it. Well, I think the thing is a lot of production anyways was going to be wrapped up for a little while, that like this would have typically been that, it wasn't going to be that much different. I mean, it would have been different, but like, there would have been like less productions going on anyways. So, I don't know if that's throwing them off too much. I'm sure it is to some degree. I mean, it definitely is. It's got to. I can't say it's not at all. But yeah, I don't have. I wish I knew. I don't have an idea when that's going to be kicking up. I'm sure it's going to be happening pretty soon. I'm sure there's already productions out there somewhere on like maybe filming. There's some stuff probably going on somewhere. Maybe not. I can't say if it's big budgets or not, but maybe in certain countries. I don't know. I bet you there is some activity though. And if it's not that, I know that like anything that's like done and they could just, they're getting into, and they're in the editing and all that type of phase. They're working on it as best as they can. Yeah, there's a lot of that you could do with no problem pretty much. Those are isolated jobs. And, yeah, you might, even if you have like 3 or 4 people, you'll be all right. You could keep each other separate, and, plus that, you're pretty much the people you're probably around all the time anyway, so they're damn near like your family. So, yeah, I'm just taking stabs here. I'm just giving you like possibilities, what's probably, what you have. I know my friend, Sky, shout out to my man Sky, got a, he was, check out his movie, The Greasy Strangler, came out a few years ago. I'm trying to finish it. I actually started watching a good bit of it, but, it's fucking great, man. It's cool. It's a cool movie. And, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so he was, this was a while ago. I think we talked about I feel like it was a good month now, maybe. And, yeah, he already had some stuff he knew he was going to be doing coming up. So that's what I'm saying. And that's like probably by now. So yeah, so I'd imagine it's getting some dust is getting kicked around. And, it's all good. The really good part is that with this industry, they're not relying on the theaters as they would have been. Like if this would have been, oh man, I'm trying to think how many years, not even that many years ago. If it was just like 15 years ago, like pre-streaming, or at least, I think that's pre-streaming pretty much. That's 2005. I don't know. I started doing this, guys. I'm sorry. I've been noticing, for some reason, a couple times now, I'm saying 2010. I never would do that. I don't know why I'm doing that now. Because of 2020, maybe? I don't know. That's weird. 2005. Maybe I'm trying to find a easy 05. I should just say 05, right? We'll all know what that means. But yeah, if like this kind of event happened back then or earlier, that would have been definitely, it would have been that much, it would have been quite a bit more devastating probably. Not that it isn't still, but the difference is there's so much with the streaming. I mean, there's a lot of like other money still being made, and also these are big corporations or multinational. They're part of like really big groups, so it's not the old days of like, hey, it's just Warner Brother Pictures or Universal. They're not just on their own like those days. Like they were basically like a little company in a way. I mean, up to a point, of course. I mean, I think all the big corporation part of it started coming in probably somewhere in the 60s, I think, late 60s. And it, obviously has only grown since, these assets. So, I mean, it's just that, yeah, it's literally the assets. They've gotten so valuable and so, obviously too, they offer a lot in entertainment and, everything else. There's a lot of value there, and on top of, it's all content on top of like, the tourism and, the memorabilia, all the different things that come along with it. So those are, they're valuable. They're super valuable, to say the least. But they're a smaller part of, way more powerful and bigger entities, I should say. So like AT&T and all that, you know what I mean? Those are way bigger, I would say. Longer, been around even longer. Anyways, yada yada, boring, fuck off. Yeah, I'm gonna go and stop here and get my my breakfast burrito. So good. Yeah, it's really good. The new thing I've done, it really has helped it. I love it, but I basically get it without beans, but they give me potatoes. I'm getting ham in this one, so I'm getting ham, potatoes. I'm trying to think if there's any veggies. No, there's no veggies. You could ask, I'm sure, if you want that, they'll do it. But it's like, yeah, ham, potatoes, cheese, queso, and, eggs. Jesus. Hence breakfast. God, I couldn't even think of the eggs. But yeah, they also will give it with beans along with that, but it was making me that much more, right after you eat it, I was just like, ooh, like get that little sleepy. There's something about some good homemade beans that kind of gets me, and but I wasn't sure. Excuse me. Don't mind me, I'm fine. Just needed some water. But yeah, I realized I took away the beans, and it's still filling, but it's like I'm not like, oh my god, I'm not like so out of it. So anyway, sorry, I'm putting my little mask on here. I'm gonna go in, but I'll be right back. All right, locked and loaded. You hear that bag? You hear that? That's goodness right there. That's some real shit. Yes, sir. So, oh man, yeah. Shout out again to Candelias Restaurant, Sun Valley. I'm pretty sure, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it's Sun Valley, but that's for any of you locals. Any locals, man. Or if you're, anybody, of course. If you're visiting, yeah, if you're visiting, man, you go out of the way for this little spot. I mean, you know, I wouldn't just come just to here, but there's a lot on this side of town. It's just kind of off on its own where it's at, but I'm pretty much by Burbank. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's like Sun Valley, but it's really like almost Burbank as far as I'm concerned. Could be under Burbank, I don't know. I mean, it's very close, but I think it's on that edge. So, but yeah, there's the airport right here, Burbank Airport, Bob Hope, the old Bob Hope. They're building some shiznit right next door. Man, they really started putting up some spots. They were just flattening and doing all the land stuff just recently. Now they got fucking structures going up. Some probably office space. So, you know, pandemic or not, they're going. Oh, restaurants and retail. Really? Wow, that much more? Okay. Yeah. No, I could see it. There's so many people around here, man. They could build this up. This'll, yeah, you'll get people there, no problem. You know, once things are, you know, obviously, they got a ways to go. Like, they're building it, but they weren't going to be done. You could tell, like, this already is a project that, you're still probably looking at another year. I don't know, though. They're getting a good bit of it up. But they'll be sitting on it. They'll be sitting on empty spots maybe for a while. But they might have some shit already ready to go. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of businesses still moving. You know, they already made certain deals and all that. But, you know, it's already, like, planned ahead, you know. People forget that. Well, there's a lot of things we're not going to think of or wouldn't think of typically. With this crisis that's going on, you know, it's all new, man. We're all going through it at the same time. Just realize that, you know, people are trying to figure out what's what. Yeah, there's just a lot going on with it. I just hope, you know, I do want to see things starting to reopen. Just obviously, you know, people being safe though. That's all. That's all we gotta just add that to it. That's all you gotta, you know, really say. This doesn't have to be a heated, people going in each other's faces type situation, man. Look dumb, man. You look dumb out there. You got your guns, or you don't got guns, and you got Nazi shit, and you think you're a patriot, and all, man, look deep. Look fucking deep, dude. You miss me, man. You guys go disappear, but and you got fools that aren't doing all that, you know? They're just, I get it. I get like, you know, I get some of the frustration. That's cool. And they're not, you know, there's ones that aren't doing the most like that, but they're still making their noise. And that, hey, fair enough, man. Like, there's just some shit where you're just like, man, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, but I understand, like, as far as, like, I could see it in the sense of, like, yeah, if you're frustrated, you lost your, you know, obviously, if you know, your job is affected, your business, I mean, there's legitimate, like, you know, people, I get that, like, that's totally understandable, man, but we have to, you know, gonna still have, I mean, you could do all that, but maybe we'll pressure some places, maybe that, you know, either way, you know, if it feels good to you, you gotta let that, hey, I mean, I get it, do what you gotta do, just, you know, don't be a fucking idiot, man, but all these other the Nazi shit, like, nah, man, it's insane that we have motherfuckers in America now. I mean, I don't know, I shouldn't even be, it's not it's like not really surprising. We've had, I mean, as far as you know, KKK is the same shit, if not worse. They're both, I mean, there's no worse, they're both worse, but, yeah, it's just, you know, ignorance goes on. That's just what that shows you. Ignorance, you know, information, and all kinds of different things. I mean, people aren't, you know, everybody's not exposed the same way to things, and your environment, you know, sorry, I'm just like I paused there for a second because, like, I thought I heard something. Like, I thought I heard police or something, but no, I guess I'm tripping. Not like, I don't know. I thought I heard some kind of something. Anyways. But yeah, you know, people are, you know, you're in an ignorant place and you're around it. Your parents are ignorant. And, you know, like, that's how you get more people that, you know, that's why we see that still to this day. You know, or the parents aren't, but, you know, again, environment, friends, whatever, their interests they start getting into online, whatever, man. You know, that's how it's, that just keeps it going, man. You know, you're always gonna have some form of this shit. But doesn't, you know, there's no toleration though, man, in my eyes. Like, nah, fuck that, man. So anyways, not to go off in that end right now, but yeah, just, you know, we just gotta, like, just gotta do your thing, what you're doing every day, man. That's about it. Just keep it simple. You know, and again, like, you know, with, you know, in a financial bind part of it too, it's still the same kind of thing. But you got to find something, man. If you're able, you're good. Like, you can, you know what I mean, you're healthy and stuff. Like, you just have to probably switch what you're doing for a moment. Like, you did this for so much time, and that's what you are. But right now, you're not. Now you're maybe a delivery person or whatever. That's okay. There's good money still in a lot of stuff out there. You'd be surprised. You know, there's digital, you know, just online. Like I said, I'll keep saying it. Go to YouTube. Look up these guys. Tyler Pratt, Branson Tay. You'll start finding a bunch of other ones you probably already have. And they share a lot of great videos on how to make some money. Now, not all of it is, you know, a lot of, to me, the survey stuff feels like a lot of waste of time in a lot of ways. And they're like, you're giving out, I don't know, like, you have to have a serious, you can do it, you just have to have a certain strategy, you have to be very consistent. A lot of this is that, though, but there's just, what I'm saying is there's a lot of different, there's a lot of variety. So you want to watch these guys, watch a lot of their videos. You might not have to watch them. You might go through like 5 or 6, and then you go, oh, here's one. You know, you might get 1 or 2 things, and you're like, hey, that sounds like something I could fuck with, you know, or I'm willing to. That's all I'm saying. So I'm just giving them as an example. You know, I can't speak personally because I haven't really, like, worked on any of the stuff I've maybe learned from them. I have a couple things I'm about to do, though, but, I mean, I'm in the process of. But, you know, I want to be just, you know, open about that. So, but either way, I just want to offer that, you know, anything, like, I can, you know, if that helps, cool, man, I hope it helps you, you know, but it's not about just those two. There's, like, a lot of other people that are helpful online that could help with a lot of this stuff. Because there's always opportunity online more than ever, and there's a ton of, you know, and there's solid ass shit going on. It's not there's janky shit too, but you just got to know where to go. That's the whole thing. You got to know where to go. So it's like anything else. You just have to, you know, be resourceful. You know, maybe you're not a resourceful person. Maybe, you know, whatever. There's some kind of block you have. Try to get through that, and you know, I don't know. You got to start going, like, pushing. And I think that's, you know, that's a big hurdle sometimes. And it's not just that. People are genuinely, you know, this is a depressing kind of time, and you know, I feel that. So that just makes it much harder. But with that, you got to get yourself some help with that. You know, I can't recommend exactly everything that's different for people, but, like, you know, there's simple things you can just do. You try to walk more. You know, look at what you're doing. Are you watching too much news? So on and so on. Start cutting those type of things down. Get outside. I know here it's great weather, so it's huge advantage out here, but, places that aren't so great, you still gotta just put on some music, try to go out, listen to some music while you go walk. Just you gotta find something. Find a place near you if you can that you think's nice enough to look at. I get it. I've lived where, I lived outside of Pittsburgh in a little town called Carnegie. Shout out to Carnegie, and it's no hate. But yeah, it's like some days there, or, a certain town doesn't inspire you too much, It's kind of like, you feel stuck. You could feel stuck. But there's some places you just have to go and, it's if you can go and think and walk and do that shit, like if you could be up for it enough. But yeah, if it's raining and cloudy and bummy, it sucks. The suck on top of suck, but you got to find the silver lining somewhere, and that's something each of us might have to do. I can't say what it is for you, but I'll if I can give you some things that might help, maybe that'll trigger that. I don't know. Hold on though for a sec, guys. All right, just got on. All good. I think security's starting to really know me, so that's good. Yeah, I've seen them. There's I think it's like 3 or 4 of them at least, from when I come in to when I leave and through the week. But it's Monday. I'm looking around here. Just always keep looking for a little more activity. And not really anything different, like I was saying. So we're almost there, though. It's the 4th. I think some things come. I think we got another good week or 2, and I think some things are going to start opening up. And I hope restaurants are a part of that. I think they are. The bars are the ones that they're kind of, I think they're on a little longer, I feel. I don't know how they're going to figure. Yeah, it's frustrating. But they're going to, they got to figure out something. But I think they really can. And I think just have to have smaller crowds, or I don't know. I'm sure they could work something out. I really think so. But it's going to be, I know the bigger part probably too is overseeing and making sure that's doing, or is, can you really manage all this, or observe? Yeah, it's going to be, that's the thing. So, but we'll see. I'm just trying to keep, getting a little optimistic here, but who knows? Maybe I'm just a little ahead of myself too. But let me stop again for a second, guys, and I'll be... All right, jump back in again. We're going, getting out. It's my Monday. That's a Friday. What does it matter? They're all the fucking same. Oh yeah, that's the sound of somebody that's loopy in a good way. Real happy. Just finishing up Monday here, like I said. So you'll have, you'll be hearing this very shortly, wherever you're at. For some of you, maybe it's already Tuesday. So you kind of probably hear Wednesday and, all that good stuff, how time and distance and all that works out. But I always drop, or I always try to. It's not 100% that I drop them Tuesday, but mostly, very high percentage, they're on Tuesdays. My time, Pacific Standard Time. That's when I drop. Where you get it usually by, it's like, late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, it's usually pretty much that way. And again, I'll repeat, if you gotta follow up, if you're gonna want to keep up just in case, like, hey man, where's the podcast type thing, like, just make sure you got to follow me on Twitter at KANU Chronicles. You can now follow me on Instagram at KANU Chronicles, brand new account, brand new alert. But you could also follow me on my personal too. That's fine. I'll leave them in the show notes. But the personal's at GRTN8 on Instagram as well. Or you could hashtag KANU Chronicles. You'll find it on either platform. You will find probably my tweets. So that'll help find, if you're trying to find me, that's another, all that. Just keep on the KANU, you'll find me. But yeah, if there's something like that where I know there's going to be a little delay, I'll always put a tweet or something. Usually Twitter is where I'll put that up. But now with the new IG page, I'll make sure to have that there as well. Do my best to keep that sucker going. So it's real early. Only got a few posts. I got some stuff on the lot or on the story. Trying to get some content there a little bit. So bear with me. But yeah, come on over, jump on, man. Follow me on there. That's great. Let's get it going, so I can build up the audience even more. Get the presence out there. It's been cool. I did it for my personal, and I'll still probably do a little bit from there as well for a little while. No big deal, but it was way time for me to set up that IG. Now the Twitter I'm gonna keep just how it is because I have it already. It's the same, it's KANU. I don't need to add another thing. I ain't adding another. No, that's okay. We'll just keep it as simple like that. But so yeah, that's all. I'm not trying to over explain. And then also, go to my YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. The podcasts do go there mostly. I don't know, some are not, some haven't. I've noticed if you're gonna use YouTube and maybe that's your thing. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of, I'm not getting like necessarily tons of listens on there. People like video, of course. That's the point of YouTube. Nevertheless, if you're going there checking for the podcast and you're seeing like, hey man, this one didn't load, or you're not seeing it, I don't understand. There's been what has happened, or what I can tell you is, in those instances, basically when I publish, like when I set up the podcast to publish, like I schedule it. It doesn't like it for some reason. The YouTube thing, it doesn't send it. It doesn't work on that. But if I hit publish right then and there, then it puts it on there. So I don't fucking. I don't know. So I'm trying to, obviously trying to keep it so there's all the episodes there. But I'm not going to stress out. If you always want to know or want to have all the episodes, no problems. Always go to the main. Feeds, the iTunes, the TuneIn radios, all those places, or for sure, go to kanu.podbean.com. That's KANU.podbean.com. That's like my, that's the actual platform I use. So definitely would be there if it's going to be there, or if it's going to be somewhere. It's most definitely going to be there. Also, real quick, I just saw it, I search, I do little, every now and then I'll search KANU Chronicles just to see how it's coming on Google and all that. And also, I do that just because, to see the other podcast, like, these there's so many different podcast streaming apps. Like the TuneIn and all the things I just said. So I like to go and just see what else pops up that I might not be familiar with, So in saying that, I looked real quick today, and I saw it's called Owltail. I might have to double check that again. I think it's Owltail. So shout out to any Outtail listeners. I see I got some ratings on there, so if you're listening on that, thank you very much. But yeah, there's so many. I'm not going to be, if I don't shout them out and you're like, hey, I listened to you on this thing, it's like, well, I just don't know about it, man. I can't I can't know them all. I'm trying to, though. I'm trying to get, familiar. Oh, Castbox is another good one. Shout out to all my Castbox listeners and subscribers there. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Let's get it higher, Let's get to 300. We're almost there. And, yeah, so it's just wonderful. Like I said, the podcast, if you're listening, you obviously found it. And you're deep into this. If you're listening this deep, going to be wrapping it up shortly here. This is the last part of the podcast. So yeah, I'm just leaving. I'm actually doing like I did yesterday, just taking this little side. What do it say? Side? I don't know. Side street? It's not really a side street. I'm just going my little different route to, I don't know. I'm just trying to do, just make going home a little more fun instead of bolting home. I mean, the traffic's super awesome, so I can do all that. But no, I'm taking my time, man. Take my time, enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that the traffic is like this, because it's not going to be one day here soon at some point. You know what I mean? It'll just be back to, or at least a level of it will be back to where it's like, oh, here we go. So yeah. So we gotta, especially here in LA, shit, better appreciate these little traffic moments. I wish I took advantage of it a little more here and there. It's just nothing you can really do. But no, there was definitely a few days I should have really took some rides. But I still have some time. I mean, I have plenty of time, obviously, at this point. Nothing seems to be drastically changing. The latest update, just saw the latest update. We're going to what they're calling phase 2 here in LA, or California at large. And all that entails is just some more, basically, a first round of businesses that can open, that haven't been open, stuff they call low, I don't know, whatever. They have a kind of a category. They're breaking it down. So there'll be like 4 phases to this, I guess. And so yeah, it's going to be like bookstores and some offices and manufacturing and nice. So sorry. Man. So oh wow, somebody's about to fucking get in an accident here. So if people aren't careful, they're riding their bike right into somebody's car almost. The guy's turning, they're driving, I don't know. Everything's fine, but it's just funny. No, I don't want nobody, not funny like somebody got hurt. I'm just saying it looked funny a bit. But, yeah, so, gosh damn, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's just like, basic, like a basic level of businesses. I don't think restaurants are included in that. Yeah, there's no fun places opening out of that group. And this is Friday. This is like just a few days now. By the end of the week, that part's starting. But that's still, again, hey man, it's the first glimmer for here. We'll take it. But I have to say, I mean, listening to, and I think it's common sense too at this point. We do seem to know quite a bit at this point, most of us. And actually this was a doctor, Dr. Drew pretty much agreed with this. I would say wasn't a part of this interview I watched, but it was another doctor who was talking, and he's out here. He's based, I think, out of Kern County, or he does a lot of work up there, which is Bakersfield. Shout out to my man Kim, who's up out there. But I can't remember his name. Forgive me on that. This doctor, but he's out here, and he was just discussing. This was a local San Diego news channel, and he was just saying that he really, from the data and everything he sees at this point, that he really thinks that county, it should be a county by county thing, just specifically for California, but that could translate to other states, of course, too. But he really sees it that it should be done in that way. There's just some counties that it's just on that, especially like Bakersfield up there in Kern. He's like, yeah, it's unnecessary, and but he's talking sensible. It's not about, he's not saying open up everything. It's not that type of thing. He's just saying, he's just saying, let's be, we should be able to be county by county. Like there's places where it's like, all right, we could get this going. We're all right. Because the point of the flattening, which both him and Dr. Drew said, and I'm sure many others, and the CDC too, you could look it up, and you don't have to do nothing. You probably already know, but that was just the intention, was to keep the hospitals from being crushed, and that happened. It definitely happened, and it's, now we're at a certain place, and same thing. So yeah, it wasn't about making it down to zero type thing. So anyways, but yeah, it gets tired. It's tiresome to go over and over about this shit. Somewhat, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the part of it is like, people then, it's just that people, it's a lot of everybody wants to chime in, and also it's like, it's ridiculous. It's become as soon as if you say something about opening, people like, oh, and it's like, no, nobody's, like I'd say there's a lot of people that are talking, like, we're talking sensible open, like, that's the thing. All this stuff with, it's not just this, it's a lot of things, it's just highlighted with this, but this is again how we just can't seem to discuss much of anything without people, losing their shit or shutting you down, I haven't had that. I'm not saying, I could see that being the case out there. That's all I'm saying. And, yeah, so everybody just take a fucking break for a second on it. But that's again why I say, yeah, you gotta stay off. Don't look too deep online at every damn piece of news. Because there's just a lot of things flying around. But I'd say there's general knowledge that we could all agree on. Like, it's just sad. It just not sad. It's just the way it is, and the way we have information. It's everybody. You can find everything you want. So it can make it confusing. And also still, news stories and news, they're in the business of selling headlines, and some of these things are more important than others. The other thing, what was it? The other thing the other day dropped was, apparently we have these deadly fucking new Hornets or something that might be here in the U.S. So that's a new thing to look out for too, I guess, that we gotta watch out for next. I don't know. So I didn't go into it deep enough. I'm not going to really bother. I don't know how much that's a concern or whatever. But it's got everybody, but it's perfect. Gasoline on the fire. It's another thing to, get, just because if they see that thing and they see this big old scary looking Hornet, which is legit, no doubt, something to think about. They came from Japan, apparently, which I know we have some, my wife's family, we have some family there, and I don't communicate with them much, but haven't seen anything on their radar about it, so I don't know where they're at even over there, and how damaging they've been anyways to people. I'm not saying it hasn't been. Like I said, I haven't dove into that. I'm just, again, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be reported or whatever. It's just, fuck, man. Just an awesome thing for, just another great thing. Just, here you go, So yeah, man, that's the kind of shit I'm saying. So yeah, you see that shit, I mean, hey, take it for what you want, but again, don't let it be another thing that fucking, you'll never do anything in your life if that's what we do with all, we're just gonna be, because that's to me, the subliminal thing with a lot of this, intentional or not. It's really unintentional in my opinion. It's just the way it goes, but yeah, it just these are all things like, kind of like, oh, be scared to live, be scared of life, and that's not cool. Yes, be concerned, be concerned, especially with the virus, be careful, or any set of things, but yeah, we can't be like, it's got to calm. But I think there's people, I think it's getting a little calmer, just because, like I said, I think just on a certain level, as much stuff as there is, like, now at least we do, like, I think more of us have a feeling about what, we know a bit more about this, you know what I mean? And that makes a pretty big difference. And we've all, you know what I mean, to various degrees, quarantined ourselves and whatever else has, been a part of that. And, also you're going out and you're doing your thing. And, I guess too, it's like, I guess after a while, that's where we got to be careful. You get like, well, I guess I'm all right. Everything's okay. Because you're not, you're feeling good and, you're being careful. So it's like, we just got to keep that up and keep smart. But it's good. That's the thing. It's like there's this balancing we're trying to do. Like, let's not be too, we got to stay kind of in the middle in a sense. Like, let's not, don't be, alarmist, like way over the top. Don't have yourself at that point. And, don't also be where you're at one of these rallies without a mask, really close with everybody. Yeah, you might not want to do that. If you want to go protest, again, I'll say it. Hey, do what you got to do, man. That's your prerogative, Just be smart, man. Just please be smart, people, as best as you can. Because it can be done. It could be done in a safer way. But whatever. And the same people that were yelling at somebody else's protest and what they were doing and making things unsafe, now they're the ones. It's like, wow. That's the world we live in. But yeah, that's pretty much what my thoughts are at this point, or what what's up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to share. On that front, nothing that's gonna be, much different than what, people are talking about. You guys are, you're all subjective. We're all hearing the same stuff, pretty much. So, anyways, well, I'm gonna stop right here, guys. I think I've gone enough for this. I've gone far enough for this podcast before I hiccup or burp or whatever's going on. Sorry about that, but again, thanks. Keep checking in, and I appreciate all the listening and everything. But stay healthy, stay sane and safe, and all those things. All right, see ya.